7 months after she died, we're learning this morning what led to Bobbi Kristina Brown's death. The autopsy results were unsealed yesterday, and the information has just been made public. The Associated Press reports Whitney Houston's daughter died from immersion in water and drug intoxication. Bobbi Kristina died at the age of 22 last July, nearly 6 months after she was found unconscious and unresponsive in a bathtub in her townhouse.
I seen it vividly jogging my brain memory life. No, I seen it vividly jogging my brain memory life. No longer infinity. This was the final garden.
What you're hearing right now is new music from Kendrick Lamar, who, surprise, just dropped a new album. The rapper who swept the Grammy Awards a couple of weeks ago released Untitled Unmastered last night. It appears to be a companion to his critically acclaimed album To Pimp a Butterfly, which was released last year. The sound on this new work is similarly filled with free jazz, funk, and politically charged lyrics. All 8 songs are untitled. They may be drawn from material that didn't make the final cut of To Pimp a Butterfly. As Lamar recently revealed, he had close to 10 songs he was, quote, in love with that didn't end up on the album.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, my mother used to listen to you.
This performance from Zoe Saldana is being called, quote, mesmerizing by some, but it's being slammed by others. Saldana's casting as Nina Simone in a biopic about the late African-American soul and jazz musician has been a source of controversy that is currently blowing up. Simone, who died in 2003, earned a reputation as the voice of the civil rights movement in the 60s. Saldana, who is of Puerto Rican and Dominican ethnicity, dons dark makeup and a prosthetic nose to play her. Critics say a black actress who more closely resembles Simone should have been cast. Now, Simone's estate is blasting the actress on social media after the actress tweeted a quote from the late singer. The account tweeted back, "Please take Nina's name out of your mouth for the rest of your life." In another tweet, the estate added, "Hopefully people begin to understand this is painful, gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, nauseating, soul-crushing." Saldana was cast as Simone in 2012, prompting protests from Simone's daughter, but the studio behind Nina has released a statement in defense of Saldana, saying in part, "The most important thing is that creativity or quality of performance should never be judged on the basis of color or ethnicity or physical likeness." The controversy comes on the heels of the Oscars So White backlash that highlighted Hollywood's diversity issues.
Welcome to London, Mr. President.
Get down! Stay with me. We'll get you out of here.
Gerard Butler is back in action as Secret Service agent Mike Banning, here to save the president in London Has Fallen. The sequel to 2013's surprise hit Olympus Has Fallen is, if you can believe it, even more action-packed, as our Teri Hart discovered.
How much does it help you as actors when your role is that physical?
You better come ready, because otherwise you'll get behind the 8 ball and you'll never be able to catch up.
Were you trying to portray a helicopter crash? And it's like, but you're kind of, I mean, the helicopter's moving about, but you're also like, boom, boom, like this falling off the seat.
Does it amaze you what we're able to put on screen these days?
Always.
Does it still thrill you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
London Has Fallen hits theaters today.
We may be evolved, but deep down, we are still animals.
Also hitting theaters today, Zootopia. And this Disney adventure has a Canadian connection, thanks to a cameo from news anchor Peter Mansbridge, who gets animated as news anchor Peter Moosebridge in the film.
You know, they did how about a little boot? I said, no, because the moose is a Canadian character. And I said, you know, we don't really say a boot.
We don't. It's got to be pretty cool to be in a Disney film. Has that even sunk in yet?
Not really. Disney's meant a lot to me all my life. You know, it was one of the first things I can remember watching on television. Normally I don't take these kind of things, but I want to do this, you know, not for me, but for my kids and my grandkids especially.
And as I found out during a visit to the Walt Disney Animation Studios, casting Manbridge was a big get for the guys behind Zootopia.
You would never notice this dignified, wonderful, national treasure in Canada is a huge Disney fan.
Does he look like Peter Mansbridge, or does he look like...
Well, he's Peter Moosebridge.
I also got the inside scoop on how Zootopia came together. And trust me, it really is magic. Head of characters, that seems like a pretty big job.
Yeah.
Especially for Zootopia. So can you tell us a little bit about that process for you?
So when we're talking Zootopia, we're talking about a city that's teeming with life. It's animals from all over the globe.
So, for example, the biggest would be,
The biggest is a giraffe.
and then the smallest.
The smallest is a mouse.
And so one of the coolest things about this movie is that everything is to scale, exactly as it would be, right?
To make sure that, you know, a small character felt small, a large character felt large.
I mean, it's such an all-star cast, too. We've got Idris Elba playing Chief of Police. We've got Jason Bateman playing the Fox, Jennifer Goodwin playing Judy Hotz. How much of the actor or actress is involved in, like, the creation of the character?
Jennifer Goodwin, her voice, you know, just a sweet, optimistic quality to her voice that has such a high range of emotion. And then as soon as the animators hear that, it's like you can start to envision what the, you know, the movement of the performance should be.
Remember to get your entertainment news first in the morning, right here and anytime on Twitter @NCity.